And hello, and welcome to the Criterion Connection, first episode of Criterion Connection in 2019. I'm Wade.
And I'm Joe.
And today we are doing a movie that we've been talking about. A little backstory, we're not the biggest Wes Anderson fans. You can see the fantastic Mr. Fox review of Joe. You didn't really like that movie that much. But the one we're doing today is from 1996. Bottle Rocket. It has the Wilson brothers.
Yes.
Yes.
It's also Wes Anderson's, I think, first feature.
It's his first feature film, yes.
Because it's based on a short that all of them did together.
Yes.
Because they were all like friends somehow. Like,
oh yeah.
I forgot how they came to meet each other, particularly Owen and Wes.
Yeah.
And like they talked Luke into acting with him.
And I'll straight up say this is my favorite Wes Anderson movie. I had not seen all of Life Aquatic. I had not seen Darjeeling.
Darjeeling Limited.
Yes, I have not seen that. I have not seen Moonrise Kingdom. So I've only seen like Rushmore, Royal Tenenbaums, and this movie. And we both have views on Royal Tenenbaums, which we'll do down the road. We're going to procrastinate that one till the end of time. That will be like when we're finally done all the Criterion movies. So, okay, I guess we'll do Royal Tenenbaums.
No, because the episode right before is going to be like, that's it, we're done, we've got them all done. We don't have to do this
all
anymore.
1,000 movies were like in our 50s or whatever.
And then Wade's going to pull me aside after the episode going, oh, there's still one left. There's still one left.
Maybe we'll do Royal Tenenbaums
then fire will erupt in my eyes.
I don't hate it as much as you do. But anyway, we're not here for Royal Tenenbaums. We're here for Bottle Rocket. And it stars Luke Wilson playing Anthony, who comes out of a mental institution for exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Dignan, played by Owen Wilson, who is just, I mean, the what he looks like on the cut, like if it, on a still of the, there's a still of them all standing in the field. Yeah, that's, if you just look at him, you're like, that's his character. And he's like, he wants to be a criminal pretty much. Yep. And he's like, we gotta do this. I got a 75-year plan. And I'm like, you guys, you'll be 90? Is that what the idea is? So it's just them trying to be criminals, and they're just awful at it. And they get Bob. They also get Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
So let's not forget Bob, the getaway driver, because he has a car.
This is a Wes Anderson movie I like, guys.
Yeah.
I saw this years and years and years ago, and it misinformed my opinion that I liked Wes Anderson movies. But I saw it a long time ago, and it's surprising this, like, when I watch it again, like how much I remembered. Particularly like when they get to the motel. And, like, the pre-planning, like, when they're all sitting down, and they have the gun, and everybody wants to look at the gun. He's like, can you put the gun down? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's a really, I think it's really indicative of a lot of, like, those particular, like, late 80s, early 90s, like, indie movies.
Yeah.
I get a lot of, like, this is like a Kevin Smith movie with more polish.
It also makes me think like stuff like Raising Arizona.
Yeah. It has a lot of those vibes to it.
Yeah.
And you have these really kind of interesting characters who, we're catching them kind of in the middle of their life. They already had a history, and obviously they're going to live on after the...
And they're kind of
loserish. Like, they're having a lot, like, Slacker and all those movies.
They're all incompetent.
To a degree.
Anthony is delusional. Dignan is just an idiot. And Bob is super paranoid. And
well, Dignan's also kind of...
He wants to follow his dreams.
He's a really interesting case, because he's kind of almost a pathological liar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's real close to that. But he always tries to, like, build more action into his life, kind of like an action movie or a heist movie. And I think it's him not wanting to admit to himself that he's not where he wants to be in life.
It's him
trying to exert some sort of agency in this life that he does not, he doesn't like particularly.
He wants
working
to be,
as a landscaper.
He wants to be more. He doesn't want to be complacent or content, but he doesn't realize that that's what he's just meant to be. I guess he's meant to be just normal, and not everyone has to be special and stuff like that. I feel like he's just a little jealous of that. And
Anthony, I think the fact that he's in a mental hospital in the beginning of the movie, I think...
And he voluntarily leaves.
Well, it's a voluntary hospital.
Yeah, he leaves, and then Dignan's like, I'm here to break you out. And you're just like...
Yeah, and it's one of those, like, situational, like, kind of comedy things that happens. And there's a really telling line when Anthony's talking to his doctor. And his doctor says... don't try and fix everything. And that, I think, informs a lot of what Anthony's character is. He's exhausted because he's always trying to help people instead of trying to help himself.
Yeah.
Particularly people like Dignan, who, lives in kind of almost like a fantasy world most of the time.
A little bit like the chaos.
And he's trying to help him kind of smooth it out, or just be a friend to him.
Yeah. So he'll go through all this criminal stuff
just
to help his friend.
If you remember the part where he decides, yeah, I'll help you and Mr. Henry, like be a part of the crew, and he's like, the third condition, I need one of those jumpsuits, because of how Dignan is, he wants him to feel like he's part of everything.
Yeah.
Rather than being such an oddball.
Yeah, and boy, the whole escalation of this movie is like, it's just like everything goes wrong, but it's always like realistic.
Yeah,
wrong. It's always realistic, and like,
and it doesn't really get too melodramatic.
There's also
there's a bunch of like selfish characters.
Also, let's not forget that there is love in the movie.
Yeah, Inez and Anthony.
And, of course, Dignan is the worst wingman ever. He is the worst wingman, and, and then...
So is Bob, to be fair, because he comes in just like, I got a bit of a family of it, like, he just starts yelling.
He looks like Fido a little bit. Not Fido from Godfather. Not...
Fido. Fido was the pet zombie movie.
That's the... way off.
Which is going to end up on Criterion, I'm sure.
But like, they have Mr. Henry, which is James Caan.
Yeah.
And I'm
which is perfect because if I've read that Bill Murray was originally supposed to be Mr. Henry.
I don't think Bill Murray would have worked.
But getting James Caan, there's another Godfather reference. But he's also the star of Thief, which makes perfect sense. Like if you're a big which is on the Criterion Collection, by the way. But it's such a great, like, kind of movie nerd thing. It's like that James Caan is, like, if you want to make it think that, like, he's the character from Thief. And like also, a master, burglar.
Yeah, no, he's a part-time burglar. Yeah. But,
and lawn wrangler.
I love, because he also has this kind of, like, this angry tone to him. Like Elf.
Well, he's got you see the necklace with, like, it looks like crocodile teeth, like, that and stuff.
It's really weird. And then
like, half puka shell, half crocodile
And then he has,
teeth?
like, his two gang members, which is Applejack and someone else.
Oh, God, what was his name? It's, like, Mr. something. Oh, no, I can't remember.
Kumar. It says Kumar is unable to open the safe.
Oh, okay.
And the other character's name is Kumar. We had to do some research, and then he couldn't open the safe, and then the gun goes off, and then Applejack, he gets the heart attack, and I'm just like, oh my god. And then it turns out, spoiler, 3, 2, 1, that Mr. Henry, the whole ploy of Mr. Henry just to rob Bob.
Because he really likes Bob's house.
And I'm just like, fucking these characters, and it ends with, how I think
Dignan's in jail.
I feel like this is like how the movie should end.
Mm-hmm.
It ends like Dignan's in jail, so it's kind of like he fulfilled the prophecy of doing crime because he ended up in jail.
Yeah.
And
I mean, in a way, he doesn't really have that. Like, he's got the stationary arc.
Yeah.
Because at the very end, he's like, "You guys start the getaway car. I'm going to get out of here." Like,
yeah.
as if this is like,
and he's
Cool Hand
joking.
Luke.
He's joking, but you're like, is he joking?
yeah, it's the Shutter Island ending right there.
Yeah. But yeah, like I like this movie a lot. So Byron and Skip.
I think it's a buy, man. I think it's a great movie.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about it, but you start seeing some of the early experimentation of Wes Anderson's editing, and like the abrupt cuts that he does. I think it's a really fun movie. It's kind of a dry humor, but not too dry. It's enough that an outsider will laugh at these characters.
It's offbeat, off kilter kind of.
Yeah,
humor.
and I think it's something that most people can enjoy, even like sight unseen, even without watching the review. But how could you watch Bottle Rocket without watching our review?
Yeah,
but I think it's personally from the movies I've seen from Wes Anderson, it's my favorite, and I think the writing does a ton in this movie. It's so good.
It's written by him and Owen Wilson.
Yeah,
I think that might have been the thing. Owen Wilson's in it. Owen Wilson's the one that
Yeah, he co-wrote it.
Yeah, and that might be what it was that does it.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Bye. I own it. Bye. I love this movie. It's a great little indie movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very kind of inspiring indie movie because there's not much. There's a budget, but it doesn't seem like in this day and age you could film this on no budget.
It's an incredibly polished indie movie.
Has a style to it. Has a humor to the characters. The fact that they're brothers make them seem like they're very believable best friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they look enough different that they only look like friends.
Yes. And they both have they have a similar cadence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Like Luke Wilson's very mellow when he's like far out, kind of like that. And Owen Wilson's like, well, that's terrible Owen Wilson. But you know what I mean? Like he has a kind of like a.
No, I'm just gonna let you keep doing some bad impressions.
It sounds awful, but he has a Muppet voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like this movie a lot.
You still kind of hear a little bit of their southern accent too.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Let us know in the comments section below what you think about Bottle Rocket. What's a Wes Anderson movie that we should watch? We're not doing Wes Anderson month because there was not enough comments to say we should. So we're not going to.
We just did this to hedge our bets.
Yeah, we did this just in case. In case they say yes, then we already started it. But in case we don't, we can do this movie.
This is the holiday hedge our bets, to dip our toe in the water.
Yeah.
Just to make sure we have something in the can.
And I wouldn't mind revisiting Rushmore. I didn't hate Rushmore.
I've never seen Rushmore.
Yeah, if you want to suggest that, you can. Also suggest other things. Also remember the Criterion Collection channel thing is going to be in the spring, so we're still kind of like going through, not fumes, but like what we own.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to just keep on doing that. We're not sure what we're going to do next week. We're actually planning this after we do this episode. So, so put suggestions down, please. Build up to, especially when that channel comes out, we are going to be watching a lot of movies.
Also, share the video if you like.
Yes.
Because that always helps.
Share the video, spread the word. 2019, we want to make this bigger. The show bigger.
I should have got one of those party poppers.
Yeah. This is 2019. We want to make it bigger. Subscribe, share, like, all those things. Definitely subscribe because we have some cool things coming up.
You can add one of those in post, right? Like you could make a party popper.
Well, I think if you do show like a text message that says congratulations, it's going to. This has to be on iPhones because they do that. Like congratulations, it's balloons and confetti pops up, and you're like, I didn't want this.
We're going to upgrade this show to the level of Instagram filter.
Oh my god, yeah. Both of us have like puppy dog eyes and puppy dog... No, I have eyes. Puppy dog
Snapchat
noses.
filter, yeah.
Snapchat filters, yes. So, yeah. Until next time, I'm Wade.
And I'm Joe.
And we will see you later.